All right, Super Rugby, folks. Fingers crossed. There's no technical issues with this one. Because I was sitting down watching Moana Pacifica take on the Highlanders. And apparently they lost. They lost power at the stadium, so we lost the broadcast for the final 20. But oh well, fingers crossed. Canberra is a bit more stable than here in Auckland. Yeah, Frankie, that's a weird one. The Moana guys did go on Instagram to live stream the remainder of the game, but I didn't see if there was any further scoring. But it was bizarre. Connor, how's it going? Let me see if I can just quickly move this down a little bit. Gently, Mark. Slowly, slowly. Easy, easy, Tiger. Just a little bit more. Let's get the time showing. There we go. That'll do nicely. Brumbies. They are the third place team on the log at the minute. The Waratahs have been a bit disappointing. Sorry, Connor, I know it's morning for you, but I'm cracking open a beer. And Frankie, yes, it is more trivia beer. Nobody got the trivia last time, eh? Or it took a while anyway. Watching the Warriors versus the Tigers. Let me have a look at the score. Oh. Okay. I did have a look at the bookmakers' odds before that, and that's not how that was predicted to go. But anyway, Daramundi, who are you picking for this one, man? Surely the Brumbies. Brumbies all day. Last week's trivia was a bit on the harder side. You're right. I didn't know either of the questions off the top of my head. Let me look at tonight's one. Ooh. I don't know that I know that one either, to be fair. But anyway, we'll get to that a bit later. This game hasn't kicked off yet, despite the fact that that says 0. We're just awaiting kickoff. Dermody's got the Brumbies by 15. Sunny Dublin. Oh, we had a nice day here in Auckland, mate. Cheers. A piss down yesterday like nothing else. The heavens absolutely opened, but today has been beautiful. Everything dried out. So not sure why they had a power outage in the previous game. We've just had kickoff. Brumbies got an early exit. Let me see who I picked for this one. I picked the Brumbies, but only by 7. That's annoying that Ethan de Groot is locked in as a pick for my fantasy team, seeing as he was a late withdrawal. Anyway, it was not good weather here in Nelson. I bet, man. I think they said that weather moved down. We had it on Thursday, and it was horrendous. It just rained all day. There's been flooding up further north of here. Auckland didn't get it that bad. Other parts of the country got it way worse. I noticed you've said sunny, by the way, Coca, in speech marks there. I'm wondering if... Is that in a different version of sunny from what I'm thinking of? Anyway. Simon Hughes, man. How's it going? Kiwi living in the UK at work, earpods and beanie over my head, doing the sneaky ones. Good man. How's the weather looking over in the UK today? Honestly, it was gorgeous here today. I can't believe I'm just breaking up with the weather chat, but it was gorgeous. So nice after yesterday piss down. Come on, Tars. Waratahs have got the ball. They are in the Brumbies half. They need a good start. Jamie is in Malmo. How's it going in Sweden, man? Malmo is Sweden. Yes, it is. It's not Finland. It's Sweden. Jamie, you and Simon are both long-time people. Been a good Moana Pacifica match with the Highlanders. Weird with the power going out. Yeah, it was. Strange. Oh, here we go. Kellaway pops the pass to that fullback Harvey. The Tars are a metre out from the line. First ever watch along. Oh, good on you, Matt. It's pretty simple stuff. We basically just watch the rugby, talk some crap, and I drink beers. If it's the morning, I'd be drinking coffee, but we're on the beers tonight. I do have some whiskey in the other room if things get spicy, and the Tars have just scored. What a perfect start for them because they are big-time underdogs in this one. The offloading game from the Tars. Kellaway with the half break still pops the offload away. Sid Harvey just recycles the ball, doesn't take a miracle pass. The forwards, couple of phases up the guts, and over. Perfect stuff. Exactly what they needed. Good evening from my man cave in Brisbane. I hope the man cave is good. I'm watching on YouTube and I seem to be almost a minute ahead. You can pause me if I am dropping spoilers. Chat will potentially drop spoilers. I don't think chat gets paused. Chat stays live, but you can certainly pause me. I can give you a time. I'm at 4 minutes now. They just took the clock off the screen, but it was at 3:59. Hopefully the power stays on, Lim Report. Yeah, that was crazy at North Harbour. It was a bit ominous because one set of lights went out and then the whole screen went black. Yeah. It sucks because I was going to do a video on that game. I had notes prepared and everything. Oh well, it would not have been a particularly... No one's going to miss a Moana Pacifica against Highlanders match review anyway. But I got Tony's wedding to go to tomorrow. Tony from Distracted Sports. So I won't be doing any match reviews tomorrow night. So I was going to hope to kind of bang one out for the Moana game. You're a minute ahead. Sorry, Jamie. What I meant was... Oh, yeah. What I meant was I'm an idiot. You're ahead of me, so you have to watch it. Yeah, why was I saying you can pause me? Why would you need to pause me? You're a minute ahead. Man. I'm dumb. 5 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. It's 7-0. Wow, that clock on Rugby Pass is a couple of minutes behind even my screen. Thank you, Lim Report. This is an old top, this one. I bought it back when I first started the channel. But it doesn't seem to be too dated. It still looks alright. Oh, here go the Brumbies. Charlie Cow having a big carry over the advantage line. Valentini, he's got the leg drive going on. Oh, but they've spilled the ball. No. No clear release from the Waratahs. So surely the Brumbies go to the corner. Yep. The Brumbies are going to the corner. Is anybody tipping the Waratahs for this one, or is pretty much everyone saying it's the Brumbies? I know Darren tipped the Brumbies by 15. Oh, the Waratahs have just put in some very solid maul defence, so that's a big mischance from the Brumbies. Does anyone know why Carter Gordon is out this week? He was not on the injury list, Darren. Super Rugby do put out an injury list. For the Reds, they've got... Oh, no, they do have him on the injury list. I'm an idiot again. Jeez, I'm just making a fool of myself this evening. Yeah, this is Carter Gordon. He's on the list, but there's no, in brackets, like injury. This is Vola Vola, McDermott, Gordon, Fluke, and a few of the forwards, plus Lockie Anderson, are on the list. Which team has the most international players? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brumbies have got like 8 if you include the bench. Waratahs have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think 6. So it edges to the Brumbies. But some of those, like Matt Phillip hasn't played for the Wallabies for ages. All right, can the Brumbies score on second 22 entry? They are about a metre out from the line. It's a bobbling ball. They're going to be held up. Oh, Waratahs hang on again. But they're back for another penalty. Jamie went Brumbies by 19. Yeah, fair enough. Frank said Brumbies by 13. I think I put $10 on the Brumbies, so it's not paying much, but I need them to win. I think I'll make like $2.50 or something stupid. To be honest, it wouldn't be good for a competition's international broadcasters. This game could mess up the schedule for other broadcasters in different countries from one Pacific Islanders. Yeah, I think everyone just canned it. I don't think they bothered pushing like for the further broadcast. They just canned it. Yeah, Frank. The Tars missed a heap of chances last week, but they're 1 from 1 so far. Jeez, the Brumbies. Can they convert a chance? They're on the third time of trying at the moment. Surely. Pritchard's held up. Oh my goodness, the Tars are defending like the Blues were last week. But it's another penalty. There's going to be a yellow card here, or at least a warning. Yeah, yellow card warning for the Waratahs. Discipline or someone's going to the bin. What do you do if you're the Brumbies? You're right up in front, but they're on the warning. Tap and go. And Frankie's busting up the yellow card emoji. Because he's a channel member. He's got that one in his arsenal. Here comes the card. Well, Pete Samu is going to the bin. Old Pistol Pete. Brumby's going to go again. Worst case for the Tars, Michael Hooper was just saying, is if the Brumbies score here. Are they held up again? That's a try. He's given the try. Jeez, that was some hard going for the bloody Brumbies. Gus has got zero patience for BS in this game. I don't mind it. I don't mind the refs who get out there and put their authority on the game as long as they do it consistently throughout the whole thing. Darren Mundy says since Pete Samu came back, he's not been able to replicate the form from France. Yeah, for Bordeaux, he was playing pretty sexy rugby, but that Bordeaux team is a pretty sexy team, so... Darren Mundy's also busting up the emojis, just FYI. Okay, channel member. You too could be a channel member just like those guys for, what is it, like 99 cents? It's pretty cheap. Just saying. Put it out there. Bit of self-promotion on my own stream. And as Frankie says, like the stream. Please do. We are 9 minutes and 45 Whoa. Okay, the clock just switched to 11 minutes and 22 seconds. That's bizarre. That's never happened before. But anyway, 7 points apiece. Good exit from the Brumbies. Can you believe I'm going to miss rugby tomorrow for Tony's wedding? Is it going to be rude of me if I sit on my phone watching some rugby? It will be, I can't do that. The wedding's in the afternoon and goes through to the evening. Going to miss the Blues and the Drua. The Blues and the Drua. Any doing streams during the greatest rivalry tour, Frank? Probably. But it kind of depends on the kickoff times and whatnot too. And how it's going to be disruptive to the rest of my household if it's on in the middle of the night. Because my daughter's bedroom is just through there. My wife sleeps just there. And my son just sleeps over there. But if I got the door closed, it shouldn't be too bad. But it's whether I can crawl out of bed in the middle of the night and be coherent for 2 hours. I'm struggling enough tonight. And that's only a 9 o'clock game. But yeah, those games will be massive. You can give Tony the updates throughout the afternoon and the evening. I could do that, Daramundi. Sadly, I don't think he's going to be following it too much. I think he's going to have other things on his mind. Kickoff times will be around 5 p.m. South Africa time. Okay, that's 6 o'clock in the morning here. If that's the case, that's not too bad. As long as it's not in the middle of the afternoon. Those are the ones that don't really fly here in NZ. What's the SA time now? 10 o'clock. Yeah. 10:50. It's 9:50 in the evening here. So that might work. I much prefer like 5 or 6 in the morning to like 2 or 3 in the morning. 2 or 3 just sucks. Just to change the subject, that was not looking for good for the Warriors against the Tigers. I saw the odds on that game before this weekend, and I thought to myself, I don't bet on league because I don't know anything about it. But I know that the Tigers were paying a lot to win that game. So, yeah, bet against the Warriors and make a few bucks today. $3 a.m., 4 a.m. New Zealand time. Is it that bad? That sucks. 5 p.m. SA time to NZ time. Oh, yeah, 5 p.m. is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is honestly better than 2. 2's the worst. 2 is like, that's just the middle of your sleep. That's either too early to get up or too late to stay up. You know what I mean? Because you're up till 4 a.m. with the game. If I offered you our house, would you keen? Geez, I got to bring a whiteboard. I got to bring a laptop, a microphone, a camera. It's surprisingly a pain in the ass to set up, but your partner might kill you as well. That's probably the more dangerous part. You still got to move up this way first, pal. That's a very kind offer. Got a great coffee, great coffee machine. Waratahs are going to score. Bounce pass to Debrasini. They went for the big intercept, the Brumbies, but they've just conceded a try with 14 against 15. The man disadvantage, and the Tars get it done. Apparently, the Moana and Highlanders game did go the full 80. They had to stop proceedings because of a power outage at around 60 minutes. And they kept going with the game, but they didn't broadcast the final 20. The Landers went on to win it, I think, by the same score as what it was at like 60 minutes. What was it, like 39-19 or something? So, yeah. Part of the reason, Frankie, I go to Tony's house, he's also got a nice coffee machine. Yeah, no score in the final 20 is what I read on, was it Radio New Zealand's website, I think? It says, a live stream was run by Moana media manager Matt Manukia on Instagram, and no scoring plays were missed as the Highlanders closed out a comfortable victory to avenge last year's shock loss in Dunedin. That's what it says. 39-19. Are you doing the Blues versus Drua game, Kiwi Rob? I'm going to be at Tony's wedding tomorrow at that time. So unless I live stream from the wedding, probably not, sadly. If they have Wi-Fi at the venue, I am quietly half serious about having a wee keep eye on it throughout the result, but I may not be able to. I'll probably be socializing with a few of the random people that I met at his stag do. Mum is going okay. Mum is going to help watch my kids tomorrow. Look after the kids while me and my wife go to the wedding. So, yeah. Yellow card is almost over. It's not gone too bad for the Tars. You're certain Tony won't mind. This is true. Let me ask you another question to see if you think Tony will mind. Because on the wedding invitation, it said they don't want gifts. Ultimately, these two have been living together for as long as I've been doing the podcast with them, with Tony. So they've got all the stuff they need. They don't need plates or, stuff, sheets. They got everything they need. They don't need traditional wedding gifts. But it did say, if you want to, here's a bank account. You can chuck some cash in there if you want to for the honeymoon. But I bought them a bottle of whiskey. You think that's all right? I don't want to just give money because they've both got better jobs than I do. Like Tony's missus on a pretty good wicket and Tony's on not a bad wicket. So any money I chuck them is just going to be a drop in the bucket, I'm sure. But nice bottle of whiskey's all right, eh? Am I going to the World Cup next year, Jamie? I'm going to 2 games. I'm going to 2 games, both in Brisbane next year. I'm going to Argentina, Canada on the 4th of October, and then England, Tonga on the 2nd of October. So it's actually the other order. How's mum and the kids? My mum gets on great with my kids. She likes looking after my kids. She's very good to look after them. And Tony looks like he enjoys a good single malt. Yes, I got him a nice single malt. Nothing too flash, but comes in a box. Looks all right. I don't think his missus drinks whiskey, but oh well. I think it's better than just putting $100 in their account. You know what I mean? Jamie, are you going, or any of you guys going to the World Cup games? I know last week people were saying they got tickets to quarterfinals and semifinals and stuff. Whiskey is his gift unless she's a drinker. Yeah, I know she drinks beer. I don't know if she drinks whiskey. Two games in Adelaide. Nice one. Why Adelaide? What was the big attraction to Adelaide? I wouldn't say Adelaide is the biggest draw city of all the Aussie host cities. Frank finds it easier giving to your male mates and friends than female counterparts. Yeah, that's probably fair. There's nothing I can think of about buying for Tony's missus. She likes Heineken, but I can't just take a box of Heineken to a beer. To a beer? I can't take a box of Heineken to a wedding. Demon Man, how's it going? I think it's okay to follow the Blues game if you're discreet. To be honest, man, like Super Rugby videos don't get tons of views, so I won't be shortchanging myself hugely if I miss the game. I can always just watch the highlights or watch a replay when I get home. But anyway. Oh, Kiwi Rob is your mate. Oh, so you actually know him. In the flesh. Availability of tickets to potentially competitive games was why it ended up with Adelaide. There you go. You'll have to tell me if Adelaide's interesting or boring, because it gets a reputation for being boring. But I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like compared to Sydney, Melbourne, bigger cities, you know what I mean? Tars have just blown a chance with a forward pass, but they are looking feisty. I also picked my games, Jamie, partly due to availability of tickets. But my kids are probably more interested in going to some like theme parks and stuff out in like Brisbane, Gold Coast, Queensland. So save up some cash, take them for a family holiday, go see some rugby at the same time. It's kind of two birds with one stone. Oh, just your mate on the chat, so not a real life mate. Oh, just a chats mate. Oh, there you go. From like Hamish's channel or what? Hamish is the live streaming king for rugby. He does amazing work. Brumbies have won a penalty at scrum. Go back for the advantage. They can get out their own half. Brumbies are not convincing thus far, but it's only 24 and a half minutes. So we'll see. Still hoping to get a ticket to a knockout game. I'm guessing a potential New Zealand-South Africa quarter-final will be impossible to get a ticket for. Yeah, if it ends up that way. But yeah, it'll all be sold out before we know who's going to be in it. But I know people have already got them. Some people got them in the first release. I think there's still more tickets to be released, eh? Will you be making videos for your trip to the World Cup for the channel 2 Cents on Tour in Australia? I've never done any 2 Cents on Tour videos outside of China. What I could do, I always figured the unique selling point of the 2 Cents on Tour videos is the fact that I speak Chinese. I don't know if I get many chances to use Chinese in Brisbane. Probably don't matter. I can talk rugby. Frank says the Warriors got pumped. Yeah, a bit of an upset, that one. What's Tony's day job? He's a little bit protective of his day job. I don't think he wants people to know, but I can tell you that he's kind of in sales. He's a schmoozer, which should surprise nobody. He is Mr. kind of gift of the gab. Oh, geez, the Brumbies passing is awful. Anyway. Jules, what was the final score in the Moana game where we lost power? I think it stayed at 39-19. There was no change in the final 20, which was not broadcast due to a power outage. So you didn't miss anything, apparently. Oh, it looks like Andrew Callaway might be injured again. Maybe. His leg's looking a bit tender. Oh, man. Both these teams are playing a bit of who can make the most errors at the moment. The Brumbies pass it into touch. Tars don't throw their line out straight. Rock Foddock, with the whole videos for the tour channel thing, by the way, I also feel like a bit more of a twit if I vlog in New Zealand or Australia. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like a dick when I'm walking around pointing a camera at my own face when I'm in China, because people look at you anyway in China, especially if you're a 6'4" foreigner. They're looking at you anyway. You might as well just do it. Yeah. Can you see a Six Nations side winning the World Cup? I mean, yeah. You only need to win. I mean, how many tough games? Depending on the draw, you can only need to win maybe like 2 or 3 tough games. Oh, here we go. Turnover ball. Jorgensen's going to be gone. No, he's run down by Toole. Debrasini got run down by Pritchard. Did he get tripped or did he just fall over? Jeez, this game's all over the shop. The Brumbies were hot on attack. Suddenly turnover ball. Jorgensen rips up the field. Gets run down by Toole. Try time. Walton. Oh, man. My $10 is going to be gone. Why did I put money on the Brumbies for? Brumbies are not doing good at all. Goodness me, that's a... Oh, yeah, Jorgo just stripped it. Stripped it, beats a tackler, runs, offload to Debrasini. Debrasini gets run down. Yeah, he just kind of got shoved over. Yeah. The crowd's not happy on that replay because it is surprising Debrasini was so isolated and didn't get pilfered. I don't know. France are the Six Nations team, I reckon, in the best position to win a World Cup. They got a lot of depth. They got a lot of depth. They were a charge down conversion away from getting it last time. Heavy rugby fans seriously needs to give this World Cup draw a fair chance. Every rugby fan needs to give this World Cup draw a fair chance before judging. Yeah, it's always hard to know until it actually plays out. Like, we always think we can predict it based on the draw. This team will beat that team. These guys will have an easy run. And often it doesn't work that way. I'd love to see France win it, the favorite international team. France are a sexy team to watch at the moment, Jamie. Very, very sexy. Here we go. Another half break. Pete Samu. Defender wasn't on the ball. Yeah, that's true. Although did Debrasini immediately release it. But yeah, Malcolm Marks, even when he was back at the Lions, was good at that one. Just basically grab the guy. Even if you pin the ball onto the guy, it's going to get him pinged for not releasing. That's all right, Simon. I figured it out in the end. Demon says France the favourites with South Africa at the next World Cup. Australia with a chance. Thud, man, how's it going? I'm surprised. What's happening to the Brumbies? They're supposed to be... I mean, they had a comeback last week. I shouldn't be writing them off, but they are not playing their best rugby at the moment. This is more about the Waratahs. Alaran, good evening to you as well, sir. How's it going? Let me see what the odds are for the next World Cup. South Africa are pretty massive favourites at the minute, followed by New Zealand, France, and England, then Ireland. Argentina are a dark horse. Argentina beat anybody for sure, except England, apparently. They don't match well with England. What happened to the Moana game, Alaram? They lost power at the stadium. Yeah, all this talk about New Zealand becoming a third world country, maybe it's true. But yeah, they lost power at North Harbour and they got the lights. They kept the lights going, but they couldn't get the broadcast going, so they didn't broadcast the final 20, but apparently nothing happened, like in terms of no score. Brumbies going to come back, says Alex. I hope so. For my $10 sake. I shouldn't gamble. I only flutter a few bucks here and there. Which is ultimately their money anyway, because I initially got it from a free bet they gave me, so... Anyway. Australia will be dangerous at home in the World Cup. They shouldn't be underestimated, Sean. It'll be interesting to see how Les Kiss goes with them, their new coach for this year. But yeah, I'm optimistic for them as well. Do you think the Six Nations has increased France's chances, or is it not fair to compare? The thing about the Six Nations is that's always France's best team. Their best team doesn't get to tour due to the top 14 commitments. So there will be some of the players who go to the World Cup who went to Australia back in, geez, what year was it? Was that pre-COVID? I don't remember. I think it was Dave Rennie's Australia team got toured by France, and there were a few, like Penaud went on that one, Gillon went on that one, but a lot of the guys in that French team will have never played in Australia before. Scotland will get a semi-final place. I'd love to see that. Not the first time the stadium lights haven't gone at North Harbour mid-game. When else has that happened? Did you mention the Warriors suck, Frank? Did you put money on them? I hope not. 2021? Yeah, you might be right, Darren Mundy. Was it 2021 or was it post-COVID? France have crazy depth aside from a tight head. Yeah. The props. I don't know that they have world-dominating props on either side, to be fair. But most of the positions seem pretty well stacked. Jean-Baptiste Claude did pretty well on the loose head side, but I don't know if he's making a world 15. Kale's short. The Brumbies are a metre out here. They really need to score before half time. I won't be surprised if New Zealand beats South Africa at the World Cup quarter-final. Dave Rennie effect, but I don't see them winning. France will beat them in the semi. Good thing about rugby these days is you can see, upsets like that happening. Like South Africa would be a favourite at the moment, but Australia is probably more of a home ground to New Zealand than it is to South Africa, so it's a slight advantage. I don't know. Anything could happen on a day. And yeah, you're right, Alaron, it is helter-skelter. They are not. Are they the real deal? That's the question. Or are they going to be another quarterfinal team? Do they score here? If there's a hand on there, I don't think anybody's on their feet. What do you think about the policies, player selection, availability between France and New Zealand for the national games? We only select local. They have a preference for top 14 rather than national. Yeah, it's just the international window and their top 14 overlap. Yeah, Brumbies have blown that one. That was stupid. Double movement. How's it? Padza. Taza cooking at the moment. Yeah, the Brumbies are struggling. Brumbies are making all kinds of errors. Blowing chances. Not looking like a Super Rugby winning team at the minute. I just looked up when the North Harbour Stadium lights went out and it was during a 2009 game. You're old. You are old. I was in China. That's why I don't remember that one. I wasn't watching from China. Oh, the Brumbies handling is so bad. Jules just hopes it's not South Africa again. I always want to see someone else do it. I know it'd be awesome for them to go another one in a row, but what the hell was that, Jack Debrasini? His kick literally went towards his own line, not the opposition, as he was trying to clear it. Max Jorgensen, good clearance. That was in Korea. Oh, well, I think maybe you probably have better access to illegal streams. Maybe more bars playing the games. I don't know. How are you watching games from Korea? Are you heading to Perth for the World Cup, Alaron? Only to Brisbane. Brisbane. Come to Perth, says Jules. I did ask my missus where she wanted to go. She said Brisbane. So we kind of compromised. So they're very overconfident. I don't know. I mean, they'll rightly be favourites. It's just converting on the favourites tag, eh? But they got crazy depth at the minute. Is that WTF reaction for Brisbane, Alaron? I think it's more because she wants to go to the Gold Coast. If you have time, you should do a fan meetup. I could. I'm very bad at organising things. Seoul had brilliant internet. Yeah, China was probably lagging a bit behind in 2009. And their great firewall doesn't help. Oh, Jake Gordon's had a snipe. Oh, they've blown it. That was a potential one to go another score up the Tars. It's dumb. The opening game is not New Zealand versus Australia. That would be a centerpiece event. But I mean, last World Cup was New Zealand-France. That was massive. But the one before was Japan-Russia, which is not exactly a banger, but it was a good game. So maybe it could be good. Hong Kong. New Zealand have only lost against 3 teams in knockout games: Australia, France, and England. Well, we also lost a final to South Africa. Does that count? We've done that a couple of times. I guess it's not a knockout game, but it's a final. Japan-Russia was actually quite enjoyable. I seem to remember it being quite enjoyable as well. Brumbies have got one more scrum penalty before half-time. Can they exit their own half? Yep. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest touch finder. They're still in their own half, the Brumbies. No wonder Meredith was a bit pissed off with the touchy. Well, they got another advantage. Tars are going to piggyback them up the field. Finals don't count because we only lost against South Africa in finals, which is incredibly annoying. Yeah, losing finals sucks. How many on the road to finals games have the Boks lost? Probably not many as well. They've been out to us in 15. They went out to, was it Australia in 11? Right, now the Brumbies genuinely do have a chance. They're in the Waratahs 22 now. It's a better touch finder. They want to come away with at least a 3 here. Come on. Win the line out. Get a bit of maul action going on. Come on, halfback. Get there, Brumbies. Too slow. Anybody needs to get in there. There we go. Charlie Cow gets a pick and go. Six phases. Happily for the Tars, no advantages conceded. Kale with a pick and go. More phases from the Brumbies. The phase counter has stopped, but it must be 10 phases by now. Oh, they got advantage. How the hell have they gone from being way down their own 22? If they concede here, the Tars will be really pissed off. Dan McKell will be pulling more of his hair out. Oh, they've blown another one, but they go back for the advantage. God, they just can't land a killer blow, the Brumbies. Hope New Zealand lose to Australia so they can play a Boks in the final. Another New Zealand South Africa final? Back to back? Must have lost that. Who do we want to see in the final if it's not New Zealand or South Africa? Bok losses at Rugby Cup quarterfinal and semi-finals. Australia, New Zealand have been knocked out another nation. All right. Pressure's on Southern Hemisphere then. Brumbies with another tap and go. Oh, Valetini's passed to Lonergan. I don't know if that was the option. Hong Kong would be a massive one. Oh, that's a try. They needed that before halftime. Big time. Brumbies have finally scored. Argentina in a final will be something. Yeah, that's true, actually. Imagine like an Argentina-France final. That could be a fun game. There you go. Jamie's on the same page as me. France-Ireland would be fun. Yeah, that's true. Two really cool fan bases. France, yeah. Be massive for French rugby to win a World Cup. They've been losing finalists a few times. Argentina-Scotland would be like Southern Hemisphere dark horse against Northern Hemisphere dark horse. Although maybe a little bit not giving them enough credit to call them a dark horse, but, you know, neither's made a final before. Well, folks, it is half-time. Brumbies will be a little bit happy with the scoreline now. Richard says, at the stadium, really, really cold. Crowd hated the ref in the run-up to their third try. We heard the booing. But good on you for going to the game, man. One of these days I got to go to Canberra to have a look, but maybe Perth first. I don't know. Perth seems a bit warmer than Canberra. There seems to be no Kiwis in Canberra. Is it too cold? It is trivia time, Frank. Thud says, I must admit I need a New Zealand win at 27. The last few years have been kind of painful. A World Cup win would be nice. Here's a bit of trivia for you guys. If anyone can get this, I will be surprised. But it just comes with the bottle of beer. Question. Which great horse, it's a horse question, of the 1980s was known as Big Red? Anybody? Elron gives Angus a 12 out of 20. Anybody got the 12 out of 20 emoji? Use that now, because that sounds about right. Canberra, mate, we'll meet up. All right, sounds good. You can buy me a coffee. I've heard Canberra's coffee's all right. Canberra's boring as fuck, says Elron. That too. Kiwi is incorrect. Diva is incorrect. 12 out of 20. There you go. Thank you, Daramundi, for those emojis. And Frankie. A Brumby. No, it is a horse. Funny that it's a horse really question. The horse's name was Bone Crusher. That's a hell of a name for a horse. Bone Crusher. There you go. Do you think Moana and the Drua must leave Super Rugby? I think the Drua are doing good. They can't win away from home, but they get great crowds at home. And yeah, I think it's creating a fair bit of depth in Fijian rugby. Moana's a bit harder of an argument because they've got a... I don't know, it's weird. Like, the Drua lose their best players to other clubs as well, but it doesn't seem to happen... Like the players seem to stick around longer with the Drua before they head overseas. Whereas Moana, it seems like you have one good season for Moana, and you're fucked off to somewhere else. Levi Aumua went to the Crusaders after one good season. Tava Tavanawa went to the Highlanders. Tom Moifalau ended up with the Chiefs. You know what I mean? We're just waiting for the Blues and the Hurricanes to start pinching them. Ah, that's right, says Alaran. You must have known that one, eh? There you go. If you see those emojis, by the way, that Daramundi and Frank Ineda were using, it's because they're channel members, just quietly. 2 Cents does have channel memberships available. There'll be a button somewhere if you want to support the channel. Channel memberships. I said them pretty cheap. What can I tell you about the stats of this game? Turnovers lost is 6-3 against the Brumbies, which does not surprise me. Their handling has been poor. Line breaks is 8-2 in favour of the Waratahs. So potentially they could have scored even more. Turnovers won is well with the Waratahs. The Waratahs tackle percent is at 94%, which is fucking world class, excuse my language, whereas the Brumbies at 82 is not great. But the Waratahs have made 144 tackles to 69 by the Brumbies, so they've been tackling the house down. Now we Canes are good. We take the players we have. If anything, you guys are the ones that we pinch players off, like Bodie. How would you compare the Fijian Drua with the Fijian national team with what the Jaguares to Argentina were back in the day? The Jaguares still had many of their big guns playing for them, like Matera and who's the Crema? You know, they didn't have Nico Sanchez at the time. He buggered off abroad after like one season with them, but you know, Cordero was playing for them, I think, for a while. They never had Issa, but a lot of the Argentinian players, big guns, were still playing in Argentina. But the Fijian Drua, pretty much all their top players play in Europe. There's definitely a parallel, though, for sure. Jaguares did have some cracking seasons. Do you like the Chinese government? They didn't bother me when I lived there. Their efficiency got a bit better. They were terribly inefficient when I first moved there. But, like, the government offices were always closed 2 hours, and when you went to get paperwork done, it felt like they didn't want to help. But that changed a lot. They got a lot better. That's just personal experience. I'm looking at that from a very low level point of view. Oh, look at that. Banterous Lemon just became a channel member. Cheers to you, my friend. I appreciate you. Bone Crusher got his name because as a colt he had a bad injury and showed the bone, hence the name. Wow, that's crazy. Good bit of trivia. Okay, I got one more bit of trivia. I'll be surprised if anyone gets it. But hey. Sure. Did you hear about the 2025 Drua players signed for Euro clubs and checked out of the Super Rugby season? Major problems if that continues. I think the Drua are quite happy to be a feeder club for teams abroad, to be fair. I think it was their midfielder, Masi, one of them, and one of the wingers. Anyway, I know the captain also went abroad. They're 10 win abroad, but I'm not sure which guys checked out. And cheers to Padza as well. Thank you, mate, for becoming a channel member. Appreciate that. Here we go. Question. Name the North Canterbury Rugby Club that has its home ground at Lowburn Domain. Is that Lowburn or Leeburn? My eyes are not what they used to be. My eyes were never good. Top 14 clubs love a Fijian or two. A lot of, apart from South Africa, I feel like most club teams around the world, there's a Fijian knocking about somewhere. Like Benetton's got Ratave. Kaikoura? That's the name of the rugby club. It ain't Kaikoura. Where to get your rugby live stats off? Rugby Pass. Their website has become really good for rugby stats in recent times. Thud says, I know that, but what a tough rugby question. I mean, I don't know this one. If you ask me Club Rugby Auckland, I might get it. Club Rugby from North Canterbury? No idea. Oh, Hitchhiker got it. It is Ashley RFC, and so did Josh. Well done, team. I don't know if that was Google or if that was your brains, but you got it. Well done. Well done. Does Savia have a younger brother who's also going to Moana, or is that social media bollocks? When you say Savia, are we talking Adi or Julian? Because Adi is Julian's younger brother, and he went to Moana last year. That kind of checked out. Only not because Canterbury Country Rugby. Oh, there you go. HD Rugby does a really good top 14 review show, and they have a Fijian of the week. There's that many Fijians. Nice. Guys, did you know there was a Google allegations are offensive? Apologize. It was just an open-ended question. Te Kaha is ready for Super Round now. Bro, I'm so happy about that. Canterbury needed a good rugby stadium, and they're getting one at last. It took a long time. Nothing in New Zealand moves quickly. Someone asked me before what I thought about the Chinese government, because I lived in China for 7 years. Say what you want about them, they get shit built quickly. New Zealand is very much at the opposite end of the scale. So, it's about time. I'm so happy for them. Google allegations are correct on Hitchhiker. Well, there you go. 50-50. Alaran can name all the Waikato clubs. Go on, then. Is there a Marist? Everywhere's got a Marist. Henry says the best Brumbies crowd for a while. Surely the Tars are a big draw, right? As far as crowds go. I know it's a Friday night game instead of Saturday night, but when are the Raiders playing? Are the Raiders at home this week? Bone Crusher. Matt, you're a little bit late with Bone Crusher. Will Razor move up north to coach a Six Nations team? Who would be the next coach off contract? It would be after a World Cup, wouldn't it? Maybe Scotland? Would you like to see Razor at Scotland after Gregor leaves? Sorry, everyone. I hear Takaha. I think I'm going on a Navy ship. Crusader's playing on the flight deck. I think I went on Takaha. The naval, was it a frigate? Because back when I was in like high school, my neighbor was in the Navy. And when the ship was docked at Devonport, they did like a day where you could bring friends or family to have a look around when it was relatively new. It's a fucking long time ago, excuse my language. Um, yeah, I think it was Takaha that I went and had a look around on. He's gone to the bar bars. Yeah, the bar bars is only a short-term gig, though. It won't be a full-time gig. Raise it to Harlequins. You reckon he could go back to club rugby? Elron can name them, but he's typing for 10 minutes. Okay. I'll see you in 10 minutes. I just want to know if there's a Marist, because there has to be a Marist. Canberra Raiders are playing on Sunday afternoon in Canberra. Actually, so maybe then the Friday night game is not a bad one. You said Bone Crusher before you gave the answer? Did you really? Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher. Really? Maybe we're out of sync. I'm just scrolling up in the chat. Wasn't England targeting Razor, which accelerated New Zealand Rugby to pick him up? I think there was talks about it. Razor, a little bit, I want to say now, and it's obviously hindsight's 2020, but a little bit arrogantly was saying how he'd like to win a World Cup with two different teams when he first got the AB's job. Tikaha is better than the Manawanui. Yeah, the one that's at the bottom of the sea. Not ideal. If Razor comes back, I'll write your fairy tale. He comes back international experience at pro level. It would be a fairy tale for Razor to go overseas, do well, come back to New Zealand and get the All Blacks a second time. It would be. There's a Hamilton Marist. I thought there'd be a Marist. Everywhere seems to have a Marist. So much good rugby coming up. European Club Rugby, Super Rugby, Women's Six Nations, Pacific Fours. How are you going to find time for it, mate? That's always the question. There's always played on the bloody weekend. Sometimes I envy those American sports that play like every day of the week. Like the less contact sports, you know, like the NHL, which has still got pretty big contact, but those guys can play 2 games in 2 days. Basketball and stuff. There's just games on every day. They can spread it out. Also, Massey versus Silverdale tomorrow. There you go. It's a big one this weekend on North Shore Rugby. Takaha is one of the 2 Anzac class frigates. The other is Timana. Yeah, then it's definitely Takaha that I... Actually, hold on. When did we get Takaha? Takaha frigate. I can't believe I'm looking up Takaha frigate during the rugby. In 1999, la 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 la. Where did New Zealand buy it? Jeez, there's a hell of a long page. Commissioned. Oh, God, I can't find it. John Kerwin played for Marist in Auckland. Yeah, a lot of the big guys here in Auckland played for either Marist or Ponsonby. Those were kind of the 2 big clubs when I was a young fella. How many games do I usually manage to watch in a weekend? I usually watch all the Super Rugby games in full. And then URC, I probably catch 3 or maybe 4 in full, depending on the times. And then the rest, I just catch the highlights. URC is a bit harder because there's more games on, and a lot of the times don't work for my part of the world. Marist is a religious order. Yeah, it's the Catholic thing, isn't it? Marist. Am I doing a watch along for the Blues? I would be. The only reason I'm doing a watch along tonight instead of that game is because tomorrow I will be at Tony's wedding at 7 o'clock. So, sadly, no watch along for the Blues. All right, Simon says, I'm not a fan of this new streaming service for the URC in New Zealand. It's not good. That's on URC TV, correct? I will tell you that I tried it when it first came out because I still had some of my membership from the previous year left over. But then on the first week, they told me you couldn't do, they called it DVR, as in like fast forward rewind during the game. Like if there's a pass, you want to see, oh, is that forward or was that backwards out of the hands? You can't just rewind it to go back and check. You can only watch live or wait for the match to be replayed later. Is that still the case, or have they rectified that now? Big day for Tony Elleran. Indeed. Flow Rugby has the URC Prem, Top 14 European Cup and Champion and Japan League 1. It's pretty good. Sky in New Zealand used to have more, but they don't have as many as they used to. Oh, the Brumbies are very close to scoring here. Sorry, I'm talking about streaming apps. Here we go. Try time. Brumbies have just paid off a heap of pressure by finishing it off with a try. Jeez, it looks cold. People are wearing big-ass jackets over there in Canberra. Surely his new wife won't mind if you lads pop out for a quick rugby stream. You do not know his wife or his fiance. She's not a fan of sports at all. I have to watch it on a web browser, which is meant web browser, and they meant to have an app for TV, and it's very slow and ineffective. Sounds like my URC watching experience, but I don't pause, rewind, and fast forward, etc. The reason I ask is because sometimes I like to pause and then do other stuff because the games are often on in the morning. So like if I start the game and my kids are like, hey Dad, can you make breakfast? I'll go make them breakfast and then pause, and then I can fast forward half time. You know, I can catch up. But at least at the start of the season, they said they didn't have that function, which is so behind. Like in 2026, I can watch anything on live TV and pause it and rewind it, right? It seemed very, very behind. Like I said, a bit obsolete. Big carry, Bobby V. Yeah, Bobby V had a big carry in the build-up to that try. He went very close to scoring himself. You should do the Bulls versus Munster game. I have a feeling that's on at a horrendous time. For me. Bulls Munster. 1 a.m. Yeah, 1 a.m. is rough. I'm planning to get up to watch the Sharks take on Cardiff, which is probably going to be a hiding, but that's at 6, which is at least doable. Annoying Stan doesn't have the URC top 14 both leagues. I would love to watch, but I can't justify the cost. Darramundi. Yeah, Sky here in New Zealand used to have the top 14, but they got rid of it years ago. They got the Prem back recently, but they don't have the URC. URC has gone in-house with their broadcasting. It used to be free-to-air here in New Zealand on a different channel. And they don't have the top 14. They don't have the Japanese League 1 anymore, do they? Yeah, they've really slimmed down the pickings for rugby, at least at club level. URC TV ain't good. I'm seriously considering not bothering next season. Yeah, it's just really basic from when I tried it last year. I hate to admit this, but I've just been watching the games on dodgy sites only because watching it on a dodgy site has been the same service experience as paying for it. You can't pause it. You can't rewind it. You've got to watch it live or you don't watch it at all. Why would I pay for that? It just seems... I'm quite happy for them to take my money if they give me actual service for it. Anyway. Love the channel, my bro. Been getting back into following Union this year. Been a Kane supporter my whole life. Man, socket. This year's looking like a good year to be a Kane supporter. That backline is sexy. Underdog was asking who I think is going to win this. If you'd asked me before the game, I would have said the Brumbies. And current momentum is looking like the Brumbies. But they've made hard work at the first half. And the URC's TV is the same crowd doing the Champions Cup. Exactly right, Simon. I didn't pay for that one either because it sucks. Their service sucks. If you give me a good service, honestly, take my money. All I want is to be able to pause, rewind, fast forward. I don't feel like it's like a very high requirement in 2026. I could probably hook you up with South Africa's DSTV, which would probably show most of the rugby. You can tag on my in-laws account with a VPN. So far, I'm okay. Thank you, Frankie. Honestly, I'm usually very happy to part with some money to watch rugby. I want to support the broadcasters and, you know, the game. But they have to at least give me better than pirate level quality product for me to pay for it. We're at... Oh, the clock's not moving. I was going to say we're at 50:26, but the clock is stuck. Alright, it's 50:30 right now on this game. Flow Rugby and a VPN sounds like it will do the job, pretty much everything. Yeah, I have used Flow Rugby with the VPN before, actually, and it was really good. Flow sometimes picks up games that other broadcasters just don't pick up. Like, I remember watching France's tour to Japan years ago on Flow because nobody else picked it up. Like, Flow was the only broadcaster that picked it up. So, yeah, they're pretty good. I've got the URC and Champions Cup streaming services. The worst viewing I've had in 20 years. Well, it's the same. It's the same. Like Simon was saying, it's the same folks. It's the same company. That's why it's equally as shit. Sadly, it's the same people doing it. I love that we now get Super Rugby for free on YouTube now in some countries at least. Yeah. They might as well. If they're not selling the rights to it in other places, they might as well put it out there. There's no Super Rugby on Flow Rugby. Isn't there? What? I have to check. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's... Who said this? Did I say the Super Rugby or did someone else say the Super Rugby? Used to be, but no longer. Ah. Jeez, the Brumbies are making a meal of this exit. Disappointed to find I didn't have Super Rugby, but then I found it was free on YouTube. I wonder which broadcaster in America has Super Rugby officially. Oh, man. Ryan Lonergan was just chasing Crichton's kick and very well was very close to being away. Super Rugby live on YouTube. I believe it is, but you can't watch it in New Zealand without a VPN. If you go, you've noticed that Super Rugby this year doesn't even have full highlights packages, man. In New Zealand, it's all on Sky. But yeah, I can see on the Super Rugby Pacific YouTube channel, it says they're broadcasting live right now. But there's no listings because it's all blocked because I'm in New Zealand. Thought for Super Rugby to be on YouTube, there's a ton of countries: Albania, Armenia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Belgium, Bosnia, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark. I'm assuming if you got a VPN to any of these places, the Netherlands, Norway, Hungary, Italy, Turkey, Switzerland, China. It's funny that you can watch Super Rugby in China, but YouTube is blocked in China. Anyway, yeah, you can just watch it on YouTube. Don't get that last play as a general rule of thumb that when you kick the ball away, knock-on advantage is called over. Yeah, usually. But it's always at the ref's discretion. That was a big talking point at the England-France game. Jules says, Andy Muirhead always looks good. He's been in the Wallabies squad a few times, but he's never managed to get himself a cap. I need one of the kids to teach me what a VPN is. It depends. If you want to watch on a computer, it's a piece of piss. If you want to watch on a TV, it might be a little bit more complex. Not by no means difficult, but one added layer of complexity, I suppose. Oh, the Tars have just dropped that pass cold. Dan McKellar's having a wee snack. Hope it's his year. How old is Andy Muirhead? I feel like he's maybe, do I say past it? Like past his chance? Andy Muirhead is 32. 32. I feel like if it was going to happen, it would have happened. He was very close in the past. I could see Muirhead and Jock Campbell battling out for fullback with Wright injured. Yeah, Tom Wright injury does does leave the door ajar for somebody else. Let me go back and have a look. Last year, who played fullback? Tom Wright, Tom Wright, Tom Wright, Tom Wright, Tom Wright, Andrew Kellaway, Kellaway, Jorgensen. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jorgensen on the line break. Couldn't quite find a support player, but they got advantage. Surely they score here. Oh, the pass has gone into touch. Out to Angus Blythe. Goodness me. That would have been a cracking try for the big man. Jeez, Jorgensen is so dangerous. Unlucky. Brumbies need an exit. How's your fantasy team looking? I'm pissed off because I got Ethan de Groot. And he was a late scratch. And you can't change players even if they didn't play. So I can't take out de Groot. I made Ratu Maitavuki Neepkins my captain, figuring that the Landers would score some points with their outside backs. But I didn't want to pick Tangitau because everybody's got friggin' Tangitau. And he got injured before the first half was over, so he did shit. Naraki scored 1, he did okay. Miracle Failangi's done terribly. Alan Craig did okay. Billy Prollard's doing okay. And Pritchard's doing jack in this game. So, yeah, my fantasy's doing terrible. De Groot happened to me too. They should let you change it. You shouldn't be locked into a player who hasn't played. You should be able to change it. If you it's mid-round, you should be able to change it as long as he hasn't taken the field. Anyway, who's betting on the draw? I still think there's more points to come in this game. Underdog, I think there will be more points. By the way, I haven't said it for ages. If you haven't liked the stream, do like it. YouTube Jazz, likes, comments, and that stuff helps me out. Channel memberships are there. A couple of people have signed up over the stream. Appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, Failangi did terrible. Brumbies for the win. Surely the Brumbies are going to win it. 20 minutes to go at home. Coming back from 14 points down. They've got the comeback done. But they haven't inched ahead yet. I had Miracle with 0 points. Yeah, I've got the same. Oh, man, here goes Sid Harvey. Big line break, but he's been tackled. Jeez, it's another line break unconverted thus far from the Tars. Oh, Tars once again are missing a heap of chances. They've got all the momentum at the moment. Did you decide how much money you're giving as the wedding present, Alaran? A few people gave me some advice, which I took, not to just give money. Because, as I said, Tony's missus she's got a pretty good job. And Tony's job is also, I think, pretty decent. So if I gave them money, it's probably going to be a bit of a drop in the ocean. So I bought them a bottle of whiskey. Lagavulin, single malt. It's whiskey. Should be right. Tars blew a bunch of chances last week too. They did. Which one, Eleran? It's in a white box. I think it was 8 years old or something. It was 100 and something bucks. So I guess it's not terrible. I don't know. I don't usually buy whiskey. But right, the Brumbies have finally got some ball down the Waratahs end. Oh no, but the Tars have turned it over. But yeah, I figure a $100 and something bottle of whiskey is more meaningful than just giving him $100. Yeah, that was the logic anyway. That's pretty good. Okay, I'll take that. Ah, oh, cheers, Frank. Half for you, half for Tony's wedding. Thank you, mate. Long-time supporter of the channel. We'll put that towards some beers. But yeah, no, it should be an interesting one. Tony will be happy that the weather pissed down yesterday and not on the weekend, because their wedding, I think, is largely outdoors. Here we go. Samu again. Oh, into touch. I thought he was in touch. He's not in touch, but they've gone dead. Oh, I want to look at the line break stats because they've got to be horrendously... I have 150 bottles of whiskey, including the lager 8 years old. All right. I'm glad it gets the seal of approval. From an expert. I think I have 2 bottles of whiskey in my house. And one of them's for Tony. And one of them was sent to me from a chap in Scotland, actually. Line breaks is 10-3 to the Waratahs. Horrendous. Hey, Jasmine, how's it going? Good evening. So Distracted is getting married tomorrow. Yes, Tony is getting married tomorrow. Oh, the Waratahs have just won a penalty at scrum time. Angus looked to be taking a while to decide on that one. Yeah, he must have got a call from the touchy because Angus hesitated. How long were you in China? I was working there most of the time between 2004 and 2019. Bro, we were on very similar timelines. I first went in 05? That can't be right, no. What year was it? Yeah, it was 05. God, I'm old. 05 to 06. And then back to New Zealand for a bit, and then I went back to China again from 07 to 2014. So very similar timelines. He's nailed the kick. Tars go in front with 15 to play. I just popped out of a concert at Sydney Opera House at the interval to check the score. Go the Waratahs, Megan. Enjoy your concert. Jasmine's off to Thailand for surgery. That's not related to your previous issue, is it? Or is this something separate? Tell me it's like dental surgery. Weirdly enough, Tony's going for his honeymoon in Thailand. Ooh, Brumbies have conceded another penalty. And there's a bit of handbags here. What happened there? That was perfect timing. That was perfect timing. Why'd they penalise that? I don't think he was early. I think that was perfect. Anyway. Reconstruction. Can't go on the public wait list and it's too expensive to go privately here. I bet, Jasmine. I had root canal done on my last trip to China and it only cost me a few $100 instead of, I don't know, 4 digits in New Zealand. Jamie says, Alaran, I think I have 8. So I'm way off being able to be into it yet. Yeah, I felt that one was a bit rough, Thud. But anyway, is what it is. And yeah, Frankie, sometimes the ref blows it your way, sometimes it doesn't. That's part of the game. Muirhead has just stepped Jorgensen. Pritchard, but he might be isolated. No, they got the ball back. Jeez, they're under the pump, the Brumbies. They might be going to lose this. Good thing is we don't have a mortgage now and I got some help from the in-laws. That is awesome, Jasmine. One of my brother's mates ended up having some treatment over in China. Again, because the medical system here didn't have the tools or something, tech, to deal with his issues. Greetings from Argentina. Good morning, mate. Sorry, I'm already on the beers. It's evening time here. You got to find a way to watch the semi-final while you're over there, Jasmine. There'll be a bar. Trust me, there will be a bar. It's another Waratahs penalty. The Brumbies are being pinged off the park at the moment. Truth be told, says for some inexplicable reason, the only working stream I can find has French commentary. Well, weirdly enough, when I lived in China, apparently with Matt, in the 2000s, I was always watching on dodgy illegal streams, and you would just get what you can got. And one of the most reliable dodgy streams was a Japanese broadcaster, so I watched a lot of Super Rugby in Japanese. I never learned that language, but yeah. If Sid Harvey kicks this, then the Brumbies need a converted try with 10 to play. It's a mosquito. He's got it. It's a 6-point game. Just saw a mosquito fly around my room somewhere. Anyway. If you have good health insurance in New Zealand, then you're in good hands. I'm not saying that because I'm going to broker myself, but because my own insurance, I had surgery within 6 days of your diagnosis. That is true. Insurance is a big, big, big difference maker. Will this be Australia's year? I feel it's time for the Brumbies to take the next step. The Brumbies are not even beating the Waratahs. You know, there's a guy in the comments who was giving me a bit of shit because I ranked the Reds ahead of the Brumbies in the power rankings And I said in the preview for this week's games that the Reds had beaten the Brumbies, and he said, well, they only beat them because we were missing this guy, and this guy. But that's just every rugby game, right? Every team is always missing this guy and that guy and this guy because there's always injuries. But it's starting to look like maybe the Brumbies aren't there yet. So far in this game, anyway. Still 10 to go. Glenn from freezing cold Sydney. Must be snowing down in Canberra. Catching a Tuesday's watch along. Happy days. Very, very surprised at the scoreline. Me too. It looks very cold in Canberra from the crowd. There's that fucking mosquito again. Where'd you go? It's hiding in my rugby jerseys. Anyway. Don't have any health insurance. I had no issues getting my cancer diagnosis and mastectomy, but since I'm not dying, I'm on my own. That is pretty much the way the New Zealand system works publicly. Yep. One of my friends actually just got diagnosed with bowel cancer, and he just had surgery. He got it done very quickly because he's got health insurance. He had to pay 20% or something, so he spent like 10 grand. Admittedly, the Brumbies have had a harder start to the season in fixtures compared to the Reds, and I'm a Reds fan. Yeah. I admit that the power rankings, like, they're not infallible, but this guy seemed to take it as a bit of a personal affront. And the Reds did beat the Brumbies. So, I don't know. Elron was so angry last week with the Chiefs choking. I was very close to the same with my Blues, but they came right, thankfully. Crusaders only lost to the Blues because we were missing Will Jordan, Richie Mo'unga, Sam Whitelock, and Chuck Norris. Yeah, there you go. I still remember people saying that the only reason Ireland beat us in Chicago is because we didn't have Brodie Retallick. Was it possible to watch the end of the previous game in New Zealand? No, they did not broadcast it at all, apart from the Moana Pacifica Instagram live stream. But there was no points scored anyway. Will the Drua get into the top 6 this year? I don't think so. If I was gambling, I would say no. But I also gambled on the Brumbies to win this game, and that's not looking very smart. The Brumbies have just conceded another penalty at scrum time. That should be the game. Kick this one over. The Brumbies are not scoring twice. $54 watching and still only 28 likes. Yeah, drop us a like. Grab a channel membership. They're cheap as chips. How much do they put on the Brumbies? $10. Not much. I don't gamble big money because I don't have big money. Goodness me. If you spam the chat, you tend to get banned. So don't do that. The Crusaders will probably make the top 6, I would say. $30 likes now. There we go. Getting up there. Oh, the Brumbies have been at 6s and 7s. Merida for the Wallabies is maybe a good call. Been playing all right. Could be in the squad. Harvey has just kicked the penalty. I think that's game. I think that's game. The Brumbies have got time since third, but geez, 6 minutes. Can the Tars blow this? I don't know. Oh, there's that mosquito. Oh, sorry if that... I'm sorry if that deafened you, but I got it before it could get me. Yeah, Harvey has been good at the back. Thud, you're not wrong. Kicked his goals. Had a few good carries. Is it a direct flight to China? We fly Auckland to Hong Kong and then on to Bangkok. Yep, you can get direct flights to China, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Beijing, a few other spots. You can go direct. I don't think there's any direct to Thailand though. Hong Kong will be alright to transfer. Armstrong Ravula. It's good he's getting a crack at 10, although I think he's on the bench this week. They're held up again. Holy hell. How many times have the Brumbies been held up in this game? Like 4? That's a lot. Brumbies seem to follow a good game up with a bad. Yeah, they've not been at their best today. Glenn Nasuili, he's injured. He's been injured for a few weeks. In Hong Kong for like 1 hour and 20 minutes. That is not long. Hong Kong is a busy airport. You're going to be going from one gate to another gate. You're going to be on the move the whole time. Debrasini kicked the goal line dropper out on the full. That's brought the Brumbies right back into it. The Brumbies were not paying much. Not at all. $1.30 or $1.25 or something. I'll make a couple bucks. Brumbies should win at home. Easy peasy. Back for the advantage. Brumbies going to go for the corner. I should say that the money I have on my TB account comes from Eden Park like 10 years ago, where they were giving away free bets for predicting where the conversions would go over, and I've made money with that, and then it sat there in an account. So it's technically still the TAB's money, but it's still going to feel bad to lose $10. Are they held up again? Back for the penalty. Geez, they need to hurry up. Angus has taken time off. He's got to warn the guys. Yeah. Matt Phillips telling the boys, no more offsides. Jeez. Brumbies' attack has not been slick. They're going up the guts again with 2 minutes to go. Waratahs have defended like demons. It's a flip of last week where the Waratahs just couldn't score against the Blues on their own goal line. They've got it. We got a game. We're going to have a cracking finish. And maybe the Brumbies will save my bet, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. You can have a timeout for 5 minutes. All right. There's a minute to go. 1 minute. 2-point game. Brumbies need any kind of score. Yeah, Laurent, I put him in timeout for 10 minutes. Here we go. Oh, the Brumbies have lost a forward. The Tars only need to kill 1 minute. Do I follow Super Rugby Americas? Very loosely. I keep an eye on the scores, but not much more. Yeah, so much for flawless rugby, Jamie. 15 seconds, and they got advantage. This is game. Well, that serves me right for assuming this was a safe bet. What a bugger. Well done, Brumbies. Waratahs. Deserved winners. They should have won by more. The fact that it's within 2 is maybe credit to the Brumbies. Oh, cheers, Frankie. Thanks for the stream. Enjoy the wedding tomorrow. I shall, man. I don't know many people going. It's mostly Tony's friends and family and his wife's friends and family, but I know a couple from the stag do. Hopefully he appreciates the bottle of whiskey. That keeps the Tars season, I think, alive. I think that's very necessary for the Tars. Cheers again, Frankie. Always good to have you along, my friend. But, yeah, that's really needed for the Tars. After last week's disappointment at home, they needed a big result away. I didn't see that coming. I thought the Brumbies all day long. All day long. But yeah, good result for the Tars. Brumbies, are they the real deal? Maybe not. We will see. Anyway, I better go because I got to get up early to watch some URC tomorrow morning. Because I won't be watching much Super Rugby tomorrow night because I'll be at the wedding for Tony. But anyway, thank you folks for being here. Thank you, Frankie, for the super chats, mate. And for Padza and to Banterous Lemon for joining the channel memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you, team, for all being along. Good luck to my Blues tomorrow. I will probably be sneakily watching a little bit of that on my phone. But I'll try to be social. I won't just bury myself on my phone. Watch rugby. Anyway, you guys take care. And I will see you guys again next time. Take care. See you.